We are honored to have Dr. Lisa Su here because you really put it together. I want to know how you were able to have such giant expansion in gross margins and also kill the revenues, because typically we wouldn't get both.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to be here this morning, Jim. And I would say, look, we're very happy with how the quarter went and how the year started. You know, for us, it's really about our long-term strategy paying off. We're all about high-performance products, and we saw a nice ramp across our product lines, across our PCs, gaming, and data center product lines. And so that gave us the top line as well as the bottom line beat.
Let's talk about gaming for a second. Yeah, some very big wins. And you're really talking about esports. You're actually addressing the exciting market. To me, that versus data center, I don't know which one is better. You're betting on both, though.
We absolutely are. And I view it as, you know, these are large growing markets that need high performance computing. Gaming is a great market. I mean, there are lots and lots of gamers out there, from the casual gamers to the real enthusiast gamers. And we're addressing that entire segment. But, you know, data center, I mean, you know, this is where, you know, everyone needs more power in the cloud. So they're really great market segments that we're a part of.
All right, you went there in the Q&A, and I loved it. You talked blockchain, didn't talk crypto per se. I'm going to say there's a lot of currencies. Good growth, but it seemed like you're going to temper your growth expectations. But this is a market you say is here to stay.
Yeah, you know, the way I think about blockchain is it's a very important technology. I mean, if you think about it, the idea that you can do, you know, all of this peer-to-peer transactions, decentralized network, it's a good technology, but I think it's been a bit of a distraction, frankly, in the short term. And so, you know, what we wanted to say is, look, you know, we know how the market works. They need our products, but, you know, let's not get distracted. We have a great growth story here across a number of different markets, and you know, we want to make sure that people focus on the core markets.
Do you think it's temporary in nature? Why would it be a distraction and not a more reliable avenue of future growth?
No, I think what I would say is people are watching sort of the day-to-day, you know, what Bitcoin does and thinking that that somehow, you know, relates to our day-to-day sales. And I would say it doesn't. You know, the long-term technology around blockchain is an important technology. And we're spending a lot of time with some of the key influencers in this area. So I think it'll be here for the next 3, 4, 5 years. Now, what it does, you know, tomorrow versus yesterday, you know, I think that's anyone's guess.
Specific to that, though, some of the analysts are taking issue, at least, with what they believe is an outsized contribution from Ethereum mining, so to speak, for the quarter. Susquehanna, I'm looking at a research report this morning from here. GPU purchases through the retail channel, they believe, are being grossly underestimated at the company. They say they're at least 23% of your first quarter 18 revenue. Can you give us some guidance on whether that's true or not?
Yeah, absolutely. We gave some guidance that we believe blockchain or, you know, mining was about, you know, approximately 10% of our revenue in the quarter. And, you know, the truth is there are a lot of different factors in these estimates. So, you know, we feel we have a very good idea of what people are using our products for, and so, you know, it's a nice growth factor, but it's certainly not the dominant growth factor in our story.
So those who would say you're going to have an Ethereum-related GPU hangover in the second half, what do you say to them?
I say that we have a great set of products across PCs, gaming, and data center. These are our core markets, and we believe that we're going to gain market share in the second half of the year.
Why?
The products are very strong, and our customers are actually increasing adoption. So there's like an adoption rate that you go through, particularly in the data center, and so they are doing proof of concepts of products right now that will go into, you know, second half, you know, large volume production. So we really feel good about where the core markets are.
Okay, so Lisa, this is, I want people to know the arc here. You came in with a very unprofitable company. You turned it into profitable. Now it's extremely profitable. Now that you have those numbers, future cash flow, I saw you bought back a little bit of debt. Is the idea to pay down that debt to have a really great balance sheet?
You know, Jim, we are absolutely on a journey with AMD. I think we're in the, you know, let's call it the third or fourth inning of what we're doing. I'm very happy with the profitability. I think that will expand as our margins expand. And yes, we will absolutely improve our balance sheet over time. And I think the idea is, you know, you need to invest when you have, you know, these very, very complex, you know, technologies, and we are, you know, investing in a way that, you know, we're improving the bottom line, but also improving our foundation.
I'm glad you put that question. You talked about the investment because you know you're going up against Intel. Although you are partners in one line, you're going up against NVIDIA, which does have prepping a new high-end gaming graphical user. How do you go up and fight against Jensen Huang at NVIDIA and Brian Krzanich at Intel and their balance sheets?
The best way to think about it is high-performance computing is a $75 billion market. $75 billion market, and we have an opportunity to address that entire market. So, we actually believe our technology is very competitive. We're partnered with some of the leading edge foundries to make sure that we have great manufacturing capability. And the fact is there's a need for many different solutions in the market. So our customers are telling us they like our roadmap. They're even more excited about what we have beyond 2018. So I'm very confident that we have an execution engine that will get there.
I would think some of this, though, comes down to differentiation in terms of personnel and being able to find the best people. Is it becoming more competitive? Are your costs potentially going to rise in terms of finding and paying the best people to keep that market share where it is and grow it?
There's no question that in tech it's about talent, and it's a talent war. I would say that we have very, very strong talent. It is very competitive, particularly as we get to some of the machine learning and AI type of markets that we believe are long-term growth markets. But I think we also offer an opportunity to do something very, very special in the marketplace. So,
question on CapEx.
Yes.
Because we got durables today, and some of the internals are not as strong as some expected post-tax reform. So I'm wondering, do you think that's still to come? Or how do you view that?
For us, we really rely a lot on external partners from a manufacturing standpoint. So our CapEx is relatively small relative to the size of the company. So yeah, no, I think there's a lot more to come there.
Did the expensing benefit change your view at all?
Not from a standpoint of, our primary investments are in design and, design engineering, product engineering, and we really rely on our partnerships on the manufacturing side.
Can we talk about wins? You mentioned Dell, you mentioned HP, Lenovo. Who is new and who is taking more of your product line than Intel's would?
Yeah, so we have had a lot of new design wins. I think we've always been relatively strong on the consumer side, but on the commercial side, adding HP, Dell, and Lenovo on the commercial PCs, I think will help our second half of the year as those come out. We're very excited about the data center, and I think working with the big cloud data centers, Microsoft and Baidu have announced their plans to really ramp with our new server product line, and we have a number of other cloud data center customers that we're working with that are yet unannounced. So those will come out later this year.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because there is a budding consensus that things have peaked in this group, that there's been so much money spent that it's got to pull back, that PCs just had this momentary burst. Where are we secular growth versus cyclical in all those trends?
Yeah, so I think no question in the graphics and gaming markets and in the data center markets, those are secular growth. And we're seeing it around, again, all of the usage models around graphics and gaming. We're seeing it in machine learning, AI. Those are secular growth and will continue for the next couple of years. There are some segments that are, let's call it flattish. PCs have tended to be, let's call it low single digits down, maybe flattish. But from our standpoint, those are market share opportunities for us because we're relatively underrepresented, in those segments today.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lisa Su, President and CEO of Advanced Micro Devices.
Thank you so much.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.